All right, Shalom. I want to start off with giving our praises and glory or honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahakwadash. I want to get that bonus to our apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule well, and peace, blessing, and salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. This is the brother Zakaria from the Chain Master Morris branch, coming again with a quick prayer, lesson that you can, lift up, on the daily. So Lord, what is edifying? I'm going to jump right into it. But it says prayer for discipline. Matter of fact, the scripture says, let me see. Let me grab this real fast. Very true. Yep, this Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 17. It says, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and that her is talking about wisdom. So it says, for the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline, and the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws, and the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. So that's the very true beginning of receiving wisdom, is having that discipline. We got to have discipline in this walk. It's required. So jumping back to this prayer, it says Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Nathanlia, Mawasar, La Quataza, Izarnia, Ba Mawasar, Kaya Hatawabia, Babukasha, the water, Aman. So it says Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Nathanlia, give to me Mawasar discipline. Ask the Lord for discipline, for more discipline, to keep your body under subjection, to not give me over to my liberties, not letting our liberties have rule over us. Have discipline in these areas. If you had a temper, having self-control, this is a good prayer to lift up to Yahweh Shema Shai in those areas. But it says, Nathanlia, give to me Mawasar discipline, Laquataza, and to the end, Izarnia, help me, Ba Mawasar, with discipline. It says, Kaya Ha Tawabia, for my benefit or for my good. Babukasha, please, please, please. The water, Aman. So asking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to give us discipline all the way unto the end, and to help us with discipline for our benefit, for our help. And I had a few scriptures lined up here. This is St. Matthew chapter 21 and verse 22. It says, in all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive. So whatever it is that we're asking in the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we're going to receive those things. And we have to believe that we're going to receive those things. Rather it be discipline, rather it be more faith, more prudence, discernment, more wisdom, more understanding, etc. And this Mark says basically the same thing, but I'll read it still. It says, this is Mark chapter 11, verse 24. It says, therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. So desiring Yahweh Shema Shai, desiring those things that's needful for us in our walk, to be closer to Yahweh Shema Shai, to be better for one another, and ultimately to be molded in the image that Yahweh Shema Shai wants us to be. So lift up those incense, lift up that incense, for that discipline, man, because it's well needed. This is St. John chapter 14, verse 13. It says, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. And these words. Okay, so I'm going to finish where I left off. This is St. John chapter 14, verse 13. It says, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. Just reiterating the point. Just these things is faithful and true. So if we praying and crying out to Yahweh Shema Shai for those things that we're lacking, in those areas, the Lord is going to do it. He's going to give that. This is Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6. It says, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto the Most High. So whatever it is that you're lacking, that let it be known unto Yahweh Shema Shai. And he's going to do it. He's going to give those things, if it's needful and helpful for your growth, maturity, all the way unto salvation. That's a good prayer, to lift up. This is Psalm chapter 145, verse 18. It says, and Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. So you got to call upon Yahweh Shema Shai in truth. Because there's a lot of guys out there that have the name and they're not believing in these words. And they not in truth. It's not in truth, in sincerity. Verse 19, he will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. So that's the main key. And that's another thing, to pray for is fear. More fear towards Yahweh Shema Shai. So the Lord is going to heal and he's going to save, man. So we got to believe that. Salakia. So I'll read this prayer again. I ended this prayer for discipline. It says, Yahweh Shema Shai Nathanliya, give to me my wasar discipline la quataza, and to the end Izarnia, help me by my wasar with discipline kaya ha tawabia, for my benefit or for my good. Babu Kasha, Babu Kasha, Babu Kasha, the water, Aman. So it's just a little quick prayer that you can lift up to Yahweh Shema Shai to give you more discipline and to help you with your discipline for your needs, for your what you're lacking. Once again. But Lord, will this lesson is edifying. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wachakodash. I want to get double honors to our apostles and elders who get millstone who rule well. And peace, blessing, and salutations to the whole collective Israel. Shalom, Kwam Yashala.